Tributes continue to pour in for baseball great Hank Aaron. The 86-year-old died on Friday, leaving behind one of the greatest legacies in baseball history. The Hall of Fame slugger and former Braves player was a staple right here in Georgia. I even had a chance to interview him and his wife in 2018 regarding the first ever Mayor's Ball. At the time, he spoke so passionately on the need to fund our youth's education and the evolution of Black excellence in Atlanta, saying compared to when he was growing up here, the opportunities are now endless. Well, he now leaves a legacy that will live on. And Liza Lucas joins us now from the newsroom with more on the funeral plans set for later this week and some of the tributes also pouring in. And Liza, I should mention that the very cemetery where Hank Aaron will be laid to rest is the same resting place to the late Dr. Benjamin Mays, Congressman John Lewis, and Dr. Martin Luther King. It is a historic cemetery that was founded by slaves who became businessmen in the 1800s.
Indeed, Fran, and we're talking about Southview Cemetery. That is where Hank Aaron will be laid to rest on Wednesday following a private service at 1 o'clock at Friendship Baptist Church. Now, even though the service itself is going to be private due to COVID restrictions, there are plans for it to be streamed online, and we're going to keep you posted as those details are released. Now, in the meantime, tributes have been pouring in across the country. Flags have been flying at half staff. You've seen those images across your screen right there, ones we've been following over the course of the weekend as fans have been paying tribute. Many of you have been sharing your memories with us. 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks, and we've been getting your texts and your Facebook posts over the course of the weekend. A lot of you talking about what a treasure Hank Aaron was and how important he was to your life. Some of you texting that you've been fans since 8 years old, right there, now 72 years old, talking about the days in his history and his long career in baseball, a treasure on and off the field. Now, in addition to the service that is going to be held on Wednesday, Atlanta Technical College, they're going to be gathering today on campus for a special moment of silence in honor of Hank Aaron's life and legacy.